Welcome to Thatsgoodsports. I am Brandon Perna, and we really do have massive quarterback news in July. And it's not Deshaun Watson being suspended for a year or 2 or 3 or whatever. I am, of course, talking about the shocking photos of Ciara popping Denver Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson's zit on a boat in Italy. Really setting us greasy Italians back another decade. Also, Baker Mayfield was traded to the Panthers for basically nothing. Nothing. The same amount of class the Browns organization has left. None. NFL news, Baker Mayfield trade. Let's do it. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel or your football team will be trading for Sam Darnold next. And here it is. Baker Mayfield has finally been traded to not the Seattle Seahawks, but the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 2024 fifth-round pick. And in terms of value, the Browns basically got none. I mean, Sam Darnold just a year ago got the Jets a 6th-round pick in the 2021 draft, a 2nd and 4th rounder in this last draft. Baker, the Browns have felt like they had to give him away, and the only reason the Panthers gave something for Baker Mayfield is because I think by rule in the NFL you have to. Now, nobody in Carolina is more excited for this trade than receiver Robbie Anderson. Oh, yes, Robbie. And Carolina now has a 3-headed monster of QBs with Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Matt Corral. Sadly, I think this puts P.J. Walker in the backup quarterback unemployment line. It also gives the Panthers the first 2 quarterbacks selected in the 2018 NFL Draft at picks 1 and 3. Now I'm waiting for the Giants to trade them Saquon Barkley just so they can say they have all of the first 3 picks from that draft. It's pretty crazy that Sam Darnold can say, I was drafted 3rd overall just to back up the 1st overall pick from that same draft. I wish I could go back into 2018 and just tell the football world this was gonna happen so everybody could condemn me and call me a fucking idiot. And then to reap the rewards when this crazy situation actually played out. You know, I'm no longer a fan of Deshaun Watson, but I am happy about how stupid he has made this NFL offseason. The deal will be complete once Baker passes his physical, and according to Ian Rappaport, the Browns and Panthers are essentially splitting the bill on Baker. Sort of. The Browns are paying roughly $10 million and the Panthers will cover $5 million. If you're keeping score at home, that means the Browns are spending $25 million on the quarterback position in 2022. $25 million for a season of Jacoby Brissett. And somehow he will just see $4.65 million of that 25. Anyway, if I'm the Panthers, I would require that Baker Mayfield reshoot this photo, but with a Panther instead. And maybe have him do an impression of Panthers GM Scott Fitterer.
Hello, this is John Dorsey. How you doing, buddy boy?
Never mind, that John Dorsey impression Baker did can't be topped. The Browns really did get next to nothing for the quarterback who essentially made their franchise relevant again. I mean, I really can't wait to see who they draft with that conditional 5th-round pick in 2024 to help Deshaun Watson and company. If Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein are still alive, and to be clear, I hope they aren't, I think the Browns will have them atop their board in the 5th. By the way, just in case you were wondering, the Browns open up the season at the Carolina Panthers. So in week 1 alone, we get Russell Wilson versus the Seahawks and Baker Mayfield against the Browns. What was shaping up to be a very mediocre game now has quite a bit of intrigue. Will Baker Mayfield score more points in that game than Deshaun Watson has lawsuits? That's how we will know who actually won this trade. Obviously, we know the Browns are in the most precarious quarterback situation maybe ever, as they await discipline for Deshaun Watson, who they gave up 3 first-rounders and $230 million guaranteed to back in March. This means we'll almost assuredly see Jacoby Brissett starting this year for Cleveland. I don't know why Jacoby Brissett has become the default backup option for when your quarterback is suspended or suddenly retires, but that's become a really nice niche in the NFL for Jacoby. The interesting thing here is that Baker didn't end up in Seattle, which may mean they are the only team left who would possibly be interested in Jimmy Garoppolo, although I can't imagine the 49ers sending Jimmy G there. So now maybe if Watson does get suspended for a full year, Jimmy G actually ends up in Cleveland with his former teammate Jacoby Brissett. Then Jacoby Brissett can start for him when he gets hurt, and Julian Edelman can call Jimmy G a bitch all over again. History truly repeats itself. One of the more fascinating dynamics, though, with this trade is the quarterback room in Carolina. They have Sam Darnold, who they used a 2nd and 4th pick to acquire before the 2021 season. They also spent a 3rd-round pick on rookie quarterback Matt Corral, who's still seen as a starting caliber QB by a lot of draft nerds. And then there's Baker. He's 10 times more accomplished than both of those guys, but it only took a 5th-round pick to get him. Is he better than Sam Darnold? Just in every single important category. Better career completion percentage, even with a fucked up shoulder all of last year. Better passer rating by 11 points. 92 touchdown passes to Darnold's 54. Although Darnold does have fewer picks, 52 to Baker's 56, but Darnold has 299 fewer passing attempts. Darnold has just 17 wins in his career. Baker has 29, which includes a glorious playoff win over the Steelers. Plus, Baker only gets real STDs, unlike that lame-ass pretender mono shit Darnold got. And for the Panthers, my assumption is that they will not go into the season with those 3 QBs on their roster. I think Darnold is the odd man out and will enter the perpetual backup stage of his career, which is where most USC first-round quarterbacks eventually end up. Now, I do hope the Panthers also sign Odell Beckham Jr. just so we can go completely off the rails in 2022. Now, I really do wish nothing but the best for Sam Darnold, but I'm going to be rooting heavily for Baker Mayfield to have a huge year. Maybe his shirtless photo will uncurse Christian McCaffrey's shirtless photos, and the Panthers can have a competent offense for Baker Mayfield. Baker needs to remember that the Falcons and the Saints were close to signing Deshaun Watson, and it should be his mission to punish them. Not for 2 teams considering an alleged sexual misconductor, but for getting outbid by the Browns and really screwing up Baker's relationship with Cleveland. No matter what, I will be pulling for Baker and the Panthers to dismantle the Buccaneers 3 times next season. The 3rd being when they meet in the wild card. Heard it here first. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports Baker Mayfield Trade episode. Feel free to check out my top running backs heading into this season. Sorry, Run CMC is not on the list. And, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @Brandon Perna if you want to follow those socials.